Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English Podcast. I'm David, and today I'm joined by the brilliant and always inspiring Sarah.
Thank you, David. Hi, friends. I'm so happy to be here again. Today, we'll unlock one of the biggest secrets every English learner wants to master.
That's right. Imagine speaking English without stopping every second to translate in your head. No stress, just smooth, natural sentences flowing out.
And the best part? You'll learn how to build sentences faster than ever by using a simple step-by-step method that feels more like play than study.
So stick with us, because by the end of this episode, your English will feel lighter, clearer, and much more confident. We promise, this is a game changer.
Before we dive in, remember, practice starts here. Hit the like button, subscribe to Speak English Podcast, and let's grow your fluency together.
When we talk about building sentences quickly, many learners imagine it is something complicated, like memorizing endless grammar rules. But in reality, English sentences are built on a very simple foundation. It's like a set of blocks you keep reusing, so once you understand those blocks, everything starts to feel more natural.
Exactly, David. Think of sentences as structures where the most important question is always, who does what? That's the simplest building frame. Once you have this clear, you can add layers like time, place, or manner. It's not about memorizing full sentences. It's about mastering the pieces you can rearrange anytime you need.
The main block we usually focus on is subject plus verb plus object. This is the core of communication. Someone performs an action, and sometimes that action affects something or someone. Once you can think in this simple pattern, you realize English works like a rhythm, and each block is a beat you add to that growing structure.
Learners often underestimate how far they can go with just this simple frame. From the smallest statement to more complex ideas, it all starts here. The magic happens when you practice combining these blocks fluently. Just like stacking bricks, they fit together, and suddenly you feel able to express much more than you thought possible.
Another advantage is that this technique trains your brain to focus on natural English order, so you won't stop to translate word by word in your head. Instead, you'll think in blocks: subject, verb, object, then naturally add time or place. This saves valuable seconds in real conversations and keeps your speech moving forward.
And the beauty is that blocks are flexible. If you want to keep it short, you stick to the basics. If you want to sound more detailed, just add another block and then another. This flexibility means you are always in control. You can adjust how much detail you use depending on who you are talking to and the situation you're in.
By practicing this method consistently, you stop depending on memorized phrases. Instead, you gain the ability to build your own ideas on the spot. That freedom is what fluency is all about. It's not about repeating what's written in a book, but creating language when you need it, using those simple but powerful blocks.
So the key idea we want you to remember is this. English is not about endless rules. It's about combining blocks with creativity. Once you practice this approach daily, your speaking will feel smoother, your brain will relax, and your confidence will rise. It turns the process of learning into an exciting experience, not a stressful one.
Let's make this clear with a simple example. If we start with our basic block, subject plus verb, phrase, object, we can say something like, I read books. That's a solid starting point. Now, if we want to expand, we don't change the whole idea. We just add one more block, like I read books in the morning. And just like that, the sentence grows naturally.
Yes, and that's the magic of building with blocks. We don't need to invent complicated grammar rules every time we want to speak. For instance, take the same start. I read books. If I add another block, I can say I read books at the library on weekdays. It feels like stacking pieces, and the more you add, the clearer your message becomes.
Another good thing is how flexible these blocks are. With just a small change, the structure creates a completely new sentence. For example, I read books can quickly become, my friend reads books at night. We didn't reinvent English. We just swapped the subject and adjusted the time. The result is a sentence that sounds completely natural.
Exactly. And that flexibility is what makes practicing sentence building so powerful. Imagine saying, I read books in the morning. Then, with just one more block, it can become, I read books in the morning while drinking coffee. You didn't learn that as a memorized phrase, but you created it on the spot. And that's real fluency.
And notice how growing sentences step by step removes the fear of making mistakes. Instead of trying to say everything at once, you begin with something short and then expand. For example, I cook dinner. Then it becomes, I cook dinner for my family. Then I cook dinner for my family every Sunday evening. Slowly, you build complexity.
This also trains your confidence because each time you add a block, you feel progress. The difference between I cook dinner and I cook dinner for my family every Sunday evening is huge. It shows how much meaning you can add without stress. And it proves that fluency is about practice, not perfection from the very beginning.
What is also interesting is how this exercise builds automatic thinking. Each time you add a block, your brain learns to assemble sentences more quickly. With enough practice, you don't even notice you are doing it. One day you realize you can describe moments of your life in detail without hesitation. And that's a big step forward.
And the most beautiful part is that anyone can practice this anywhere. You don't need a partner or classroom to do it. Just start with a basic idea, like I write emails. Then expand naturally. I write emails at work in the afternoon to my colleagues. With this, your English becomes alive, and sentence creation feels effortless.
One of the greatest benefits of this sentence block technique is that it saves you time when speaking. Instead of thinking about dozens of grammar rules at once, you only think about the main pieces you need. This automatic organization frees your brain to focus more on expressing ideas rather than worrying about whether every single part is perfect.
Another clear advantage is confidence. Many learners get stuck because they feel pressure to speak in complete, perfect sentences right from the start. But with blocks, you realize perfection is not the goal, communication is. You can begin short, expand naturally, and still feel proud because your ideas come across and people understand you.
This method also makes practice more enjoyable because it feels like solving a puzzle. Each block you add is like fitting another piece into place. With time, your creativity grows as you discover countless ways to combine the same simple frames. The feeling of building your own sentences creates satisfaction and motivates you to continue.
And with every new block you master, you increase your flexibility. It's like upgrading your speaking toolkit. Whether you need to answer quickly in casual talk or give a more detailed explanation at work, this technique adapts perfectly. You have the choice to keep things simple or expand with details depending on the situation.
A powerful benefit is how it breaks the cycle of translation. Many learners waste time moving ideas into English word by word, which slows everything. Blocks stop that problem because you train yourself to think directly in English patterns. Once blocks become automatic, fluency grows naturally, and you no longer depend on your first language.
It also brings a sense of freedom in conversation. When you know you can build sentences without memorizing them, you stop fearing unexpected questions. You trust the process. Start from the simple frame and expand step by step. This makes you more relaxed in discussions because you always have the tools to say something meaningful.
Over time, you'll notice that your listening improves too, because you start identifying the same blocks in other people's speech. That recognition speeds up your comprehension, allowing you to not only speak better, but also understand faster. So the benefits go both ways. Your speaking and listening skills develop side by side.
And perhaps the most emotional benefit is the growth in personal confidence. Speaking a language can feel intimidating, but when you realize you can build sentences on your own, it shifts your mindset. You stop doubting yourself and start enjoying communication, which is exactly the point of learning English, to connect naturally with others.
The first step is always to keep it simple. Choose a very basic core sentence, such as I read books or I drink water. Do not pressure yourself to add too much at the start. Your goal here is to get used to recognizing the subject, the action, and the object clearly. This creates a small but strong frame that you can build on.
The second step is about growth. Once you have created your small sentence, add one more detail, maybe a time, like I read books in the morning. Don't worry about sounding fancy. By adding one new block at a time, you train your brain in a natural rhythm, learning to structure sentences just like native speakers do automatically.
The third step is variation. Take the same idea and change one part. If you said, I read books in the morning, change the subject to, my sister reads books in the morning. Then, maybe change the place. My sister reads books at the library. This exercise gives you flexibility and removes the fear of being stuck in one phrase.
The fourth step is to repeat daily. Too many learners wait for perfect conditions, like a classroom or teacher, before they practice. But you can grow fluency by doing this exercise for just 5 minutes a day. Consistency is more important than long sessions. A few sentences every day will transform your progress faster than you expect.
The fifth step is about listening to yourself. If possible, record your sentences with your phone. When you hear the playback, you notice whether your rhythm feels smooth or broken. It may feel strange at first, but recording makes you aware of your fluency and helps you catch small areas to improve. Beginners and advanced learners benefit.
The sixth step is personalization. Build sentences that are connected to your real life. Instead of always practicing artificial examples, talk about your morning routine, your friends, or your hobbies. For example, if you like running, create sentences around that. By practicing with content that matters, your brain remembers it better.
The seventh step is linking practice with daily experiences. While walking, eating, or working, try to describe mentally what you are doing in English with short blocks. For instance, while cooking, think I cut vegetables. Then add, I cut vegetables for dinner. This builds a habit of automatic thinking in English during ordinary tasks.
And the final step is reflection. After practicing, take a moment to appreciate your progress. You started with something as simple as I read books and ended with I read books in the morning at the library before work. Celebrating these small wins keeps you motivated, and motivation is the key to lasting success in language learning.
One of the most common mistakes learners make is trying to create a perfect and complex sentence on the very first attempt. That usually leads to hesitation, frustration, and silence. Instead of perfection, you should focus on clarity. Begin with a simple version, and once you feel comfortable, slowly add blocks to expand the sentence naturally.
Another mistake is translating word by word from your first language before speaking. This habit builds stress and breaks fluency because the word order often does not match English structure. The best way to avoid this is to practice thinking directly in simple English blocks, training your brain to organize information more quickly.
A third error appears when learners try to add too many details at once. They start with a short base like I eat breakfast and immediately attempt to make it long with time, place, people, and feelings. This overload creates confusion. Instead, add blocks, one by one. It is better to build 4 small, clear sentences than force one messy sentence.
Some learners also fall into the trap of memorizing fixed phrases, thinking that repeating them is the same as fluency, but the real power of blocks is flexibility, not memorization. If you repeat the same phrase, you can only use it in limited situations. By practicing blocks, you learn to adapt, reuse, and rebuild sentences anywhere you want.
Another frequent mistake is ignoring pronunciation and rhythm when practicing. Students improve their sentence building, but they sound robotic because they never actually say the blocks out loud. The solution is simple. Speak every practice sentence. Use your mouth, not only your mind, because fluency also involves physical training of speech.
Learners sometimes practice writing only, which leads to a gap between their written and spoken English. Writing helps, but if you want speaking fluency, you need to actively speak. A trick to avoid this mistake is shadowing. Repeat sentences aloud immediately after you create them. This connects building blocks with your natural speech rhythm.
Another problem is comparing yourself too much to others, thinking your sentences are too basic, while a friend or classmate sounds advanced. That comparison kills motivation. Remember, advanced speakers also started with the same small blocks. The fastest way forward is to focus on building your blocks, not on what others are constructing.
Finally, one of the biggest mistakes is forgetting to enjoy the process. When learners treat every sentence like an exam question, their creativity disappears. Enjoyment is key because it lowers stress and increases memory. Avoid that mistake by treating blocks like a playful exercise. You're building, experimenting, and expressing yourself freely.
To make progress real, let's give you a short challenge. Start with one simple sentence, like I drink water. That's your seed. Now your task is to expand it 5 different times by adding one new block each time. It could be a time, a place, or a reason. Each small addition makes the sentence grow without stress.
For example, begin with I drink water, then go I drink water in the morning. Next, I drink water in the morning at home. After that, I drink water in the morning at home before work. And finally, I drink water in the morning at home before work with my family. You see how easy it is to expand step by step.
The great thing about this challenge is that it forces your brain to think in English instead of translating. Every block you add feels like stacking another piece on your tower. The tower grows higher, but the base is always strong. By doing this daily, even for just 5 minutes, you train your fluency in a practical and fun way.
Don't worry if the sentences seem simple at first. Fluency doesn't mean using the most complicated grammar. It means producing sentences quickly and clearly. This challenge teaches you exactly that. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become, and soon your sentences turn naturally richer and more detailed.
Another powerful aspect of this exercise is variety. You can start with any short sentence about your daily life, like I cook dinner or I read books. Then follow the same rules. Add time, place, or manner. That way, practice always stays fresh, connected to your routine, and never boring. It becomes a natural part of your daily rhythm.
What I love about this challenge is how small it is. It doesn't require a serious study session or a teacher. You can do it while walking, waiting for a bus, or even before bed. In just a few sentences per day, you're building confidence. With time, those sentences turn into automatic patterns that flow without hesitation.
You can also turn it into a game by setting a goal for yourself. For example, challenge yourself to add 5 new blocks without stopping or hesitating. Or compete with a friend to see who can expand a sentence more creatively. This turns learning into something playful. And play is a powerful way to lock knowledge into your memory.
So here's the friendly challenge. Pick one short sentence today and expand it 5 times. Repeat tomorrow with a different topic. Repeat the next day again. Within a week, you'll notice how much faster your brain creates sentences. It's simple, quick, and effective. And most importantly, it helps you build fluency step by step.
Today, we discovered how English sentences can be built using simple building blocks. From starting small to creating long, clear structures, this journey showed how fluency comes step by step. Remember, it's not about memorizing huge lists. It's about learning how to combine your words with confidence and freedom.
We also saw that small, regular practice beats perfection every time. Adding one block at a time may sound simple, but it's a powerful technique that helps your brain think directly in English. Over time, this habit pushes you forward and makes speaking feel as natural as describing your daily life to a friend.
And let's not forget the benefits we discussed: saving time, building confidence, reducing translation, and creating freedom in conversation. With blocks, you don't freeze or panic in conversation. You have a clear strategy. That is why this method is such a game changer for anyone who is learning English worldwide.
Of course, we also explained the common mistakes to avoid, like aiming for perfection too fast, or translating word by word. By taking small steps, focusing on clarity, and repeating daily practice, you stay motivated and consistent. This is how progress feels light and enjoyable, not stressful or overwhelming.
Then came the fun part, your challenge. Start with one simple sentence and expand it 5 times. This tiny exercise is easy to apply anywhere, but delivers big results. If you keep this habit alive, your English will start feeling more flexible and natural. And most importantly, your confidence will grow every single day.
Now, here's where you get involved. Share your expanded sentence in the comments below. Show us how you practice today's challenge. By writing it down, you not only inspire others, but also reinforce your own learning. This community is built on support, and your example could motivate someone else to keep learning.
And here is something important. If you reached this point of the episode, it proves you are truly committed to improving your fluency in English. That dedication deserves recognition, so give yourself credit. You've listened, learned, and practiced, and this step forward shows that real progress is happening already.
So let's close with gratitude. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the like button, subscribe to Speak English Podcast, and share it with a friend. Support keeps us creating more for you. Remember, if you've come this far, you're serious about English, and we're excited to keep helping you become the fluent speaker you dream of.